Hello and welcome back to the 2018 JRDA Championships here in beautiful Feastersville, Pennsylvania. I am Al B, here for the call with my buddy Tom Foolery. How you doing, Tom?
I am doing well. We've had a great day so far. We're starting to come down to the close of day two. These are where the moves are made. We're working our way out to see who's going to play in the 5th place game, the 7th place game. Oh, and after this, we got Des Moines playing to see if they can get into the championship game. They're taking on the Attack Pack.
That is yeah, I circled that one yesterday and went, wow, that's going to be a game, because both of them they had great games yesterday. Des Moines had a good showing against Tampa. Tampa jumped out to a lead big time early, and I was on the house call at the time, and I'm like, I've been around enough of these JRDA championships to know that Coach Mark's not going to like that, and he's pretty much the master of making adjustments, and he did that, and it was a very impressive outing against Tampa.
Well, Tampa had a great showing earlier, but unfortunately fell to Philly. They're going to be in the 5th place game, so the winner of this gets the opportunity to play them. The consolation game is going to be taken on Tampa tomorrow. So right now we have the number 4 overall seed, River City Riot, taking on number 8 seed, Sirens of Savannah. Both teams got here by the River City had a loss to Mob City, then pulled out a win against California. Meanwhile, the Sirens had to win over Quad City and then lost to Diamond City. So 1 win, 1 loss. Looking to get things changed up now, pick up a win now. We are ready to go.
That Diamond City outing that they had was very impressive. I mean, everybody knew Diamond City was the favorite bout. It was going to be a tough bout. But they really were. I mean, Sirens. I've had the opportunity to see the Sirens a few times. Savannah has came down to Tampa to play with us in a couple of tournaments. So I've seen quite a bit of them, and each time I see them, they get better and better, and that's kind of that's the way you got to do it.
And they put a 100 spot up against Diamond City. That is impressive,
right?
Very much so.
This was their first. This is their first JRDA championship, and they've certainly have made the people that have seen them before proud. So I'm excited to see them playing. It's going to be something. This one's going to be a good one.
All right, let's run down our rosters real quick. While we got the time, we're going to hit up the River City Riot. They're going to be in purple today. They're going to lead it out with 1-0 Joe Hurt, 1-0-0 Lemmy By, 1-3 Havoc Creeper, 1987 Evelyn, 2-3 Uptown Spunk, 26 Ninja Kitty, 2-7 Sam I Am, 3-5 Skull Crusher, 3-7 Little Ugly, 5-1-5-0 Alligator, 7-3 Big Ugly, 7-7-7 High Roller, and 8-0-0 Abby Nader. They're going to be bench coached by Quad Stopper, Clockwork, and Bell.
All right, I will start Savannah real quick. 02 Cinderella, 151 Dr. Boom, 22 Tin Grin, 26 Kit Kat, 3 Scarlett Davidson, 37-37 Smiley, 411 Mad as Sin, 449 Blitzy, 61 Jade Grenade, 775 Prim Reaper, 89 Stutterstruck, and 9904 Bones.
All right, wrapping up just in time. We're getting ready to release these two jammers. Looks like we got Joe Hurt up there for River City taking on Matt as Sin.
River City, what an impressive bout that was last night. I mean, that was a tough 4-5 matchup with
Mob City.
Mob City, yes.
And then Mob City, you saw how tough they were. They gave the business to Diamond City, so these teams are rising as the day goes on. That was a tough 4-5 seed matchup, but these two teams are looking to raise in the rankings. Joe Hurt skirts around the outside, getting free, taking first lead jam in the game. All right, already got a pivot going off to the penalty box for the Sirens. I'm getting a little change. The Sirens were in black. I've watched them wear the blue the last 2 days. Or the last 2 games I did with them.
Yeah, they were blue first.
All right, 5 points are picked up by Joe Hurt there, getting the scoring started. Met on the outside by Prim Reaper, ushering him to the outside. Let's see how many points were picked up. Looks like the referees are checking. Deliberating on the inside. 3 points picked up.
I like when they take the time to make sure that they get it right the first time. It's better to just get it right and do the thing. So, yeah, great job by the officials. That's 3 more points.
Yeah, they've been a crack staff all weekend doing a great job. Shout out to all the skating officials and NSOs we've had all weekend, taking care of all the skaters. So up next, it looks like we got Little Ugly taking on Bones. Bones been a bomber jammer for the Sirens all weekend so far.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of him.
Yeah, Bones and Madison have been jamming almost every other jam and then just kind of getting a breather here and there as needed. There you go. Bones jets out the front. 5 points on the board for the Sirens now.
Lots of hitting going on in the pack as both of these teams trying to fight.
Oh, we had a skater who lost a front truck. Oh, no, limping the way over to the side to the penalty box. That is 449. Blitzy unfortunately blitzed that skate apart, missing the whole front truck. So we're looking to see what other parts are out there. I'm sure the referee's going to take a look, make sure we don't have any spare parts on the track.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll take a second to.
Yeah, Blitzy sitting there with the leg over the other, showing, yep, I'm missing the whole front truck. You hate to see the skates blow up in the middle of a jam, but luckily she was able to get off safely without any injury or any problems. Looks like we have the official timeout now. They're probably making sure everything's taken care of. Oh, they're going to replace her in the penalty box. Look at that. So number 61 now sitting down, taking the place for Jade Grenade while
Blitzy goes and gets her gear fixed.
Got to go to the skate shop on the bench.
Luckily, we have a couple in-house if they need anything. All about Derby here this weekend.
Well, I'm sure they're going to have that toolbox on the back of the bench. They'll be getting it worked up. It's funny seeing whoever hops into action and do the gear checks real quick and get it fixed. All right, we got Tingrim jamming for the Sirens. Haven't seen her jam too much this weekend, but Stardy's past the star to Madison.
Joe Hurt coming around for River City, getting by quickly and starts to the inside, moves to the out. Now he's involved with the two-wall of the Sirens.
Showing that power, just driving the legs through, forcing his body into the arms and forcing that actual multiplayer call.
Yeah, the athleticism of these juniors is just, wow. I mean, you got to have much respect and love for the. I mean, and everybody asks, this is why the future of roller derby is going to be insane. You're looking at trained athletes coming out as basically QK, as the new skaters, with sometimes 7, 8, 9, 10 years, not of skating experience, but of derby skating experience, and that's a big thing.
Trained athletes is exactly what you meant to say, and that is perfect because training exactly what you do. They're so well knowledgeable of the rules. I've seen so many little tips and tricks you see from old veterans already coming out from these young skaters. Right now it looks like we have High Roller out in front as the lead jammer, shutting it down after picking up points.
Yeah, Bones on the line for Savannah, not a chance to get anything. But yeah, you mentioned the veterans passing down the knowledge, and you'll see that most of the most successful junior teams, there's basically heroes, derby heroes from the WFTDA world that are coaching. I know I'm from Tampa. Leia Flatt has coached in Tampa. She's coaching in Crooked River now. Rojo Grande, Lauren Kill. Look at Philly, Devoid of Mercy, and
Teflon and
Donna.
Built to Spill, all Bell skaters.
And most of if your WFTDA league is not embracing a junior squad to replenish like a minor league system, you're not doing this right.
Well, the best part is because even, we got some MRDA coaches, or at least plenty of skaters love to volunteer and teach, which is so glad to see that, sharing that knowledge. And you just know that next crop of skaters coming out are just going to be that better trained and putting all the senior skaters on alert because the talent's there and now the game knowledge is there.
I've said a lot lately for whatever during conversations that we keep the juniors and the adults separated for the protection of the adults.
Hey, my wife went and skated with Des Moines. She said she skated with the senior team, but the harder practice was skating with the juniors because they were just skating so fast and so consistent that, hey, the juniors are no joke. They'll actually run you ragged if you actually want to try to keep up with them.
Our travel teams scrimmaged, or did for a while, scrimmaged and practice and helped with our juniors, and they just, look, I can't sing the praises enough as High Roller and Madison go to work. Madison for the Sirens.
Only two blockers out there in front trying to stay way out in front. Madison swims through, emphatically calling it off, skating backwards, earning those 4 points.
You're right. The seeing the Sirens in black for the first time is kind of throwing me a little bit because they've been in blue all weekend, and I don't think I've ever seen them in black before. They've been down to Tampa a few times. I'm sure they have, but I am guilty of not paying attention from time to time.
Well, we know all the familiar names. Bones once again back out there. As you said, you can see him a lot during this game, and High Roller right back there as well.
All right, 20-14 in favor of River City right now. Just under 25 minutes left to play here in the first period.
Things reset. A little bit of offensive help on the inside. Bones trying to push to the front.
Bones with a move. Gay takes lead jam for Savannah, but both jammers off to the races. This one's going to be, Bones says, yeah, let's recall him.
But the interesting part, he checked the penalty box, then looked at his box before calling it off. That is game knowledge right there. Bones showing us what it's all about, thinking as before he makes that call. That's just amazing. Like, they're paying attention, know exactly what to do at any time. You went back to that coaching. Whew. Coaches got to be proud. All the parents out there who support junior roller derby have to be proud because this is the best of the juniors.
Absolutely is, and it's cool to see because so many of them aging out and going to WFTDA programs, and it's just neat to watch. I love junior roller derby. Joe Hurt and Madison go to work with 24 minutes left to play. Jam number 7 here in the first half.
Joe Hurt spinning around the outside, gets down, gets back up, taking lead jammer status. Madison able to break free from the pack. And Sirens trying to break up that pack. Oh, finishing hit there by 0-2. Cinderella ends that jam, forcing the call off. Needs to say, did not give up the point. Cinderella was able to stay in front and knock out the jammer. Good job by Cinderella. Dr. Boom jamming for the first time here for the Sirens.
I believe that's high roller.
Yeah, it's a little difficult with the jerseys from our perspective. So we're sitting up here back behind turn 4, but there's a blending of the colors on the back of the jerseys for River City. So we're just taking an extra moment to make sure we get it correct. And hey, guess who's out in front? High roller.
High roller. I'm glad you said that because I really thought my vision was fading for a second.
No, it's that fading color on the back of the numbers that makes it so difficult. Beautiful spin move on the inside. And then just calls it off like casually, like, yep, I just did that. Oh, that's amazing.
It's just not a big thing to them. It's just become natural. Most of them have done it for so long. It's like I said, as they age up into WFTDA and MRDA squads, the adult teams are getting just such knowledgeable.
I think the right terms, they're getting a finished product. It's not like you have to coach them up. They are ready to go, plug and play. They just have to learn the speed of the game at the senior level. But they have all the skills and they have all the knowledge. All right, Joe Hurt creeping out to the front. Right now, so far, River City's been taking advantage of a 5-3 lead over.
Joe Hurt takes lead.
Sirens been held scoreless 5 times in a row, but Joe Hurt looking to break that up now, pushing to the front.
Joe Hurt quickly gets out and calls it off.
Interesting part, they've been held scoreless for 5 jams, but Sirens still within striking distance, 14-31. Still very close game here early on with 8 minutes already played.
You mentioned of getting a finished product, and that's a valid point because often when the teams that have the skaters that have been in a successful junior program and been at this level, they'll come out and they immediately, or as soon as they go to adult league, they're on the travel team. Dubinsky for Tampa, she skated her last game for Tampa today because she's moving to Fort Lauderdale to go to school. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, we've seen that at Philly, Brandywine, a lot of the local leagues here in the Pennsylvania area since, let's give a shout out. We're at the Sportplex here at Feasterville, PA. We now have, I think, a multiplayer block being called on Bones. Must have made some contact with the player while being in contact with another one of his own teammates.
Only one player in the penalty box, and that is Bones.
So Power Jam now going to River City. Initial pass being made there by High Roller.
High Roller trying to work around and get points, taking advantage of the Power Jam, and a quick move on the inside. Great move by High Roller.
Credit's got to go to the River City blockers. They were able to get Smiley separated, who was a strong blocker in all the games I saw earlier today. Kept them separated, making things a little easier on High Roller. Well, High Roller taking 2 tough hits and staying in bounds. A little do-si-do, a little spinaroo at the end. Still picks up all 4 points.
You don't get any extra points for style, but it was stylish.
right, jumps into back. Both jammers now engaged. All right, so Bones released from the box, picks up 4 of his own points. Pivot reporting to the box for River City.
Ooh.
Big long leg stepping up, over, and around and getting down. Bones showing the athleticism.
See, if I tried to jump that high, it would shake me to the bone when I landed. So that Bones isn't, that's an impressive young man. A lot of great athletes on these two teams as the Sirens of Savannah put up 23 against 12 for River City in that jam. We got an official timeout.
No, it looks like we got a team timeout actually being called by River City. They kind of made a different signal when he first walked out and then corrected it with his team timeout. Yeah, so that's amazing. So it's funny, you talk about getting up and being able to do that. The difference is Bones is taller than me, probably by about like 6 inches. Tall gentleman getting stuff done and able to extend them legs and actually get that distance covered quickly. And it didn't look like he really had to take off. He just carried the distance pretty easily, just like soared through the air, nice and slow. It wasn't like he was, you see some skaters have to really pick up that pace to get the jump and distance.
The best analogy, I don't know if you're a baseball fan or not, but Fred McGriff back in the day, he played for, Fred McGriff would
left hand swinging first baseman, I remember.
Out, and then when he was run, it looked almost like he glided and effortlessly. There's some skaters, like you said, that have to really rush and rush, but others just kind of glide, and next thing you know, they're past you, and you're going, wait, how did that happen?
Yeah, so a lot of times you see the speed skaters get out there, and they doesn't look like they use much energy, but they learned how to efficiently skate, that they can get up to speed really quickly. Brolomite's always one of the ones I enjoy because he always looks like he's not really in a rush, but when he has to, he just get 1-2 power strides, and boom, he's off.
Olympian Aaron Jackson.
Oh, heck, yeah. But those feet, oh, man, she gets them feet going so fast, I can't even watch. But when you get into open floor, that's when you can really see, you know, that efficiency of style. All right, Madison getting worked to the outside. Is that Joe Hurt? I believe that's Joe Hurt up the front. Yes, getting free. There is a cut track called.
Madison going to the penalty box with a cut.
Just as Sirens of Savannah were getting close, now within 6 points, the power jam giving up.
It is hard to score points with your jammer in the penalty box.
Well, giving up points right now, giving up 5 to Joe Hurt. Now defense needs to stand tall, try to kill the rest of this penalty off the best they can.
Be very aptly named Joe Hurt, as he can hurt you if you give him enough. If you give him just a little bit of room, he will hurt you. Madison coming in back into play.
Oh, that was a beautiful hit by Prim Reaper, getting Joe Hurt off balance and getting that jam called off.
Wow. Good, hard-hitting defensive roller derby.
They didn't give up that last point. Every point counts right now, especially when we have a game of 56-37 with 18 to go still here in the first half.
13 points scored that time by River City. We got just under 18 minutes left to play here in the first period.
Penalty box is empty there, Al.
We like empty penalty boxes.
We got Little Ugly creeping up to the back of the pack. I believe that's Bones mixed up in the front. Yes, it is. Bones playing defense, hitting Little Ugly. Bones getting dragged all the way back. That's High Roller now playing defense, doing the job, dragging back the jammer. Ooh, good track awareness there. You saw the foot go down by Bones. I thought he was going to continue on, but no. Quickly steps out of bounds, stays out of bounds.
Track cut.
That's Little Ugly going to the box. All right, that's what the Sirens have been looking for.
Bones wanting to take advantage of this. Like you said, this is just what they need. They need to get, look, it's close. We're all in it. But River City and the Sirens of Savannah doing tough. Bones trying to jump in and get the points.
Yeah, threw the hips in.
2 points.
Yeah, threw the hips in, got 2. Chose to set it up for the next jammer to come out there. And guess who it is again? Madison. Steady rotation. High doses of Madison and Bones back to back. Right now we got Dr. Boom standing in the penalty box to pivot for the Sirens while sitting. Little Ugly, power jam going to the Sirens.
There's the whistle as Madison goes to engage the crowd. The pack forced out on the outside right before it gets to turn number 1.
Yeah, that was Big Ugly doing the job. We got Big Ugly and Little Ugly. Oh, somebody cleared off Big Ugly. I believe that was Dr. Boom. Lowering the boom on Big Ugly.
Big Ugly looking for some help from the officials, but Dr. Boom saying, nope, got to help coming back to help his jammer. Lovely.
No pass, no penalty given. We saw a penalty called there on Little Ugly going back to the penalty box. Didn't see what it was. Either way, we're going to run 2 minutes, and that's 5 points on the board for Madison. Yeah, unfortunately, penalty happened like right here in front of the penalty box, which is over behind turn 4, so didn't really get much chance to see the penalty call made. Last line defense, Madison able to get knocked out. 5 more points. Little Ugly released from the penalty box, now engaged in the back of the pack.
56-49, 15 minutes left to go. We're halfway through the first half.
Yeah, good tightrope work there by Little Ugly on the outside, taking a waterfall of hits. Madison working the inside line the same way.
5 more points, 4 minutes. It's 56-54. We have a 2-point bout.
Oh, Little Ugly tried to find the inside, but just got clipped there by Tin Grin. Recycled to the back. These defenses stepping up. Tin Grin once again closing the inside door. I see a cut track being called. It looks like Madison going to report to the penalty box.
(56-54) still as Madison comes to the box.
All right, man. Just as they were roaring back, putting on the points, Madison catches that penalty, so we're going to get a power start opportunity going to River City.
Those of you watching at home, I want you to pay attention to the pack play of both of these teams and all these teams here at this tournament. And that's been the most impressive thing that has stood out to me over the course of the first day and a half or the first 2 days is the pack play and the communication. It goes back to training, which we've already, I feel like we're beating a dead horse, but it's worth talking about because they're well trained. They come out, and the communication in the pack play. I mean, if you can get a power jam situation and your defense can hold it. We've had more than a couple jams here this weekend where they've got lead jam out of a penalty start, and that's just nothing but great communication and great pack play by both teams.
Yeah, but that's just showing how well organized these teams are. But we're also literally watching the cream of the crop. You're like, oh, we're watching roller derby. No, you're watching the 10 best teams in the country and the world. So, I mean, you can't argue with that. This is just phenomenal action. And Joe Hurt showing the jamming skills, getting out quickly. Gets tripped up. Oh, look at the hips getting low. Everybody using as much leverage as they can to get up underneath Joe Hurt, who's a little bit taller than the rest of the blockers. All right, we already have half a minute down, releasing Madison, and Joe Hurt only was able to get 1 scoring pass. Good job by the defense.
Madison now trying to work her way back through, goes out on the outside.
Joe Hurt getting up and over the blocker Blitzy.
Wow.
Oh, that time got really high, made some contact with the blocker, Prim Reaper. Joe Hurt sits there, takes a knee to make sure everything's okay, but Joe Hurt did get that illegal procedure for making contact while jumping through the air.
Yeah, I think the adrenaline got the best of him just then because he nailed that first one and then came back the second time around. And now Savannah going to try to put it together and take advantage of this as
looks like Star has been passed. That is to 89 for the Sirens. That is Stutterstruck. Illegal contact, sending Stutterstruck. Now we already have Joe Hurt released from the penalty box. No, what I wanted to get back to earlier was Joe Hurt, he made the contact in the air. He took a knee. He wanted to make sure Prim Reaper was okay before he worried about doing anything else. Got called for the penalty, realized it, but wanted to make sure Prim Reaper's good, and that's the camaraderie that we love seeing across all of JRDA.
And oddly, you don't see that one called very often, really, because most of the time they're in pretty much control, especially at this level. But then Madison, in the same jam right after that, came back and got the same thing on the opposite turn, and is in the box now for the same reason. It will be a power start now for River City. Who's going to come out and take the start?
Oh, look at that. Putting the star on just as you said it. That is High Roller. Right now, 16 points separating these two teams with 11 minutes to go. Very fast-paced action. And I open my mouth and we have an official timeout. This official timeout. Make sure we wanted to talk to you guys. And if you want to talk to us, hit us up at #TalkToJRDA. Got any questions or want to give any of your feedback or just show how awesome these skaters are? Make sure you use the #TalkToJRDA to chat with us on Twitter. And don't forget to follow JRDA on Twitter using @JRDA_rocks.
Absolutely. And, you know, we're what, 2 more bouts today, so we're after this one, so we're well into day number 2, 2/3 of the tournament. And right now is where you normally go, well, we're tired and we've caught a lot of derby, but we had another day, but you start getting sad because it's almost over. But, you know, some of us have 2 more days with World Cup going to be here starting Monday.
World Cup. I think you can watch that on the stream, too, from what I hear. It's going to be live on Twitch TV.
You want to know what that'll cost you?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So
go to Twitch TV and look for JRDA or WFTDA TV.
It's Twitch TV/WFTDA. We're on WFTDA TV. It's going to be on Twitch TV/WFTDA. Go check it out. Best teams in the entire world coming. We got both ponds represented. We got Australia. I believe we have Great Britain, Europe, Canada coming. I believe there's 2 Team USAs.
East and West and UK. I can't hear.
Oh, Europe. I said we had a team from Europe, so thank you. Our crack producer sitting right next to us hooking up with the key information, which obviously we keep forgetting.
He's not just pretty. He's full of knowledge, too, that Daryl B. Payne. 73-59 as we get the official review.
All right, so we got twice as many lead jams right now for River City. 8-4 over the Sirens. That's impressive. And right now, the penalties are starting to creep up a little bit on both teams. Looks like we got 10-11, so pretty even with River City having the 10. And as you can see, based off the score, it still looks pretty even. So the River City does have the advantage in lead jams, but the score is still pretty close.
Yeah, they have more lead jams, but it's only 14 points, so it's not that big. I think the Sirens are taking advantage of the jams that they get and getting the points that they can. You got to wonder, though, because as the weekend progresses, the Sirens use a smaller rotation. We've talked about it. I mean, Bones and Madison do a lot of jamming. How deep are they? How much more do they have? Are they just so that endurance that they can last all weekend?
They have tons of endurance, but also we've seen when needed, Dr. Boom has stepped up and done some jam, and they pulled in some other jammers because Bones, I think, fouled out the other night, and then what happens is they just picked up the next skater, and they just kept going, which I was very impressed with. They were able to find the next person up, was able to step up and get the job done. So I'm impressed, but that steady rotation of 2, they must be doing some serious training.
they're running stairs somewhere.
I don't know. They got to be doing something, but they keep doing it, and it's impressive to see. You know, that's got to take so much out of you on a tournament weekend. Because a lot of times we talk about, a lot of these teams play, but once you get into a tournament situation, you're playing 2 games one day, potentially 2 games or a game the next day, and still have to play again. I know all my senior friends, oh, man, they come banged up. They got bruises everywhere. The best part about seeing the end of this day is still seeing skaters come off the track, huge smiles on their face, so excited, win or lose. That is what JRDA is all about. It's just that energy, which we're riding the wave of that energy from the previous game where Philly pulled out a win, taking down poor Tampa, Al.
Oh, you know what? Yes, before Tampa friends, don't go crazy. But you know what? Tampa and Philly, like I said, Philly has come to Tampa quite a few times. Tampa's come up here. They're like sister leagues. They just, I love Donna. I love, it's just a great group of people. And the Philly fans, you know what? They deserve it. They played, and you know what? Did it electrify the house or what?
Yes, they did. But you know that rivalry is not going to end. I have a feeling it is going to last a long time. And the best part was seeing the camaraderie afterwards. Yes, they pulled out the win, but they all gave high fives to the other team, and it seemed like it was genuinely a well-mannered and well thought-out win, you know?
Yeah, you call it a lot of WFTDA games, and I have a feeling you'll be calling a lot of those two when Philly and Tampa meet in the future, because I think we'll be hearing from all those skaters for quite some time.
Well, they're getting coached by all the top-level players, and you see it coming through. Right now, that finishing up the Power Jam high roller, it's got, it looks like that is Stutterstruck who has the actual star, but now we're getting past 30 seconds. Still in the box in the starters. That must have been 2 penalties picked up by Stutterstruck that we must have missed.
83 to 59 as they put 10 more on the board for River City.
Quick star pass. Did you see that? It was like lightning quick. And guess who happened to be at the pivot? Bones.
Yeah.
So not only do you get the jam every other, but you get the pivot in the middle too.
He'll probably just keep the star and go back to the line.
Endless energy from the jammers out there, especially Bones and Madison for Sirens. Cheers to both of them.
Joe Hurt back on the jammer line for River City. That is Dr. Boom coming on for the Sirens.
Penalty box is empty. Oh, Dr. Boom tries to step over Skater. Skater goes down.
Like
we have a back block call.
Block in the back as Dr. Boom now coming to the penalty box, and that's going to hurt as Joe Hurt is going to try to take advantage of this. And if you're River City, I'm not sure who you, oh, look, he's just trying to toy with us. It looked like he was going to try to jump. The fans at home get to see it on the monitor. Now the pack coming up to close the pack a little bit, letting as 5 points for Joe Hurt.
Well, you got to use whatever deke you can to get them moving, and whatever it did, it worked. He got through in a pretty fast nature. See that little hand wave? Come on, friends, help me out, help me out.
Wow, Joe Hurt, I believe that was a little bit of a ploy, a little bit of very cleverness. He motioned to his pack to come up on the outside and clear the outside line for him, and they went to open it, and you know what he did? He went down on the inside.
Well, the maturity of it came too. He nice and relaxed, didn't seem to get stressed, or you know how sometimes skaters start sweeping the feet real fast, trying to do too much. Just was nice and patient, said, come help me out, waited for things to shake up. Didn't have to go to the outside, as you said. Took the inside line because it opened up.
Love watching the blockers for River City come back off the pack to extend the pack so they can keep blocking. And that's a multiplayer.
Yeah, it was called late, very late at the end. I believe that was on Abby Nader. It's going to sit down, so pack advantage is going to go to the Sirens.
That's Abby normal for her because she doesn't spend a lot of time in the box. See what I did there?
I see what you did. That was brilliance.
No, I don't think it's brilliance. It's from being around well-informed people. That's what I do. I'm only as smart as the team that I surround me that makes me look smart.
All right, back to the action. We got High Roller getting spun out to the inside. Bones spun out to the out.
Not to mention the fact that there's an Abby Normal on Tampa, so I'm used to saying that.
Well, at least it's the same name. I used to have to get stuck with people who had like names like Flux Decapitator and I had Flux Decapacitor, and I was like, oh my gosh, names are so close. I mess them up, have to apologize every time. Reverse spin, almost got that back foot down there by Bones. Good track awareness to realize he didn't get back in bounds even though he was spinning backwards.
We as announcers, we do spend a lot of time apologizing for mispronounced names.
Never mean any offense, just want to give credit to the people who earned it, and these skaters, due to all their hard effort, has definitely earned it. So much practice and spare time gets put in by the skaters and the parents and all the players who are helping support the coaches. Credit's got to go to all of them because all their efforts are being shown this weekend.
Dude, look at how much. I mean, let's give a shout out to all the parents out there that lug their kids around and get them to. I mean, these teams have traveled from all over to come to this. I mean,
you're talking about travel from all over. Imagine how much traveling they do in a week, because you got to go to multiple practices. Sometimes you got to go further to play with the league. There's not leagues everywhere for JRDA. Hats off to all of them. I mean, supporting your kids to play sports and then playing at this level, that's just great. You just got to be proud of all these kids doing a phenomenal job all weekend, and the parents who raise those kids and keep supporting them.
Parents, if you're out there watching, give yourselves a pat on the back real quick. More importantly, kids, if you're out there watching, give your parents a pat on the back.
All right. Out in front, we got Dr. Boom. Sirens doing everything they can to try to trip up and slow down Joe Hurt. Boom! Strikes for 4. Yeah, great action there. It was kind of odd. You saw basically all the Sirens doing everything they could to slow up Joe Hurt. The feet were going so fast, I'm afraid he wasn't able to get traction. They were moving so fast. But eventually able to get out of the pack. Oh, look who's standing at the line already waiting, Bones.
Yeah, Bones is ready. They're still trying to get – and you know what? River City keeps extending it a little bit. It's up to 31 points now. But the Sirens are making sure to stay into it. There's only 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Anything can happen. And with these jammers, Bones and Madison, you can come back and just – keep chipping away at this. They can drop a 30 spot in a minute.
So that's a strategy we haven't seen so much. Big Ugly started the jam. I don't think he started a jam yet, and quickly passed off the star to High Roller. Now High Roller with the opportunity.
A back block for Bones. 99.04. That's not what the Sirens need.
Well, High Roller got the star pass, so could not become lead jammer. So the jam's going to continue for quite a while. Look how cool as a cucumber, just spinning, knowing exactly where it didn't have to rush, saw the hole open and just got right out of the pack. It's just that conscious wherewithal as the chaos is happening, just to be patient and let the game come to you. These players have learned so much, it's amazing to watch.
And Mr. Boom, another Bones back-to-back back blocks. Back-to-back back blocks. How did that go?
You're making this thing tricky here, Al. You're gonna make me stumble over my own words.
I know, right?
Which I do anyway. Oh, beautiful spin, a High Roller, but unable to stay in. Looks like we have Skater down on the inside, getting a little help up from a teammate to get up. That is the pivot. And High Roller reporting to the penalty box for an illegal procedure, I believe. Yes.
So High Roller, this is, oh no.
I believe that's the third back block coming up. Oof, Bones having a tough run of it.
Wow, we talk about the discipline and the coaching, and right now Bones is going through something. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know. That's 3 in a row.
Getting way up and down. Wow. Did he get down in time? Yes, that's 5 points. Oh, getting released from the box just in the nick of time, landed as the whistles are blowing. That was actually great clock awareness, understanding he had the opportunity, but he had to hit it hard. Whew.
Man, what brilliant skating. Wow.
Well, I just want to go back to what you're saying with Bones. That's the thing as a player of any sport. You just don't want to get frustrated and feel like you get caught in that quicksand and just can't get out. So just taking time now when he gets back out of the box, might see the opportunity where they're going to maybe pass it off to the pivot just to give that break to let Bones get off the track, clear his mind, and get set again.
Yeah, and that's not always easy. I mean, no matter what you're doing, whether it be sport. I mean, we talk about sports, and it seems like once we do that first little tongue where we mess up something, and it's just like it seems to roll downhill from there and add on. But Bones now back in the box.
Back in the box, but I see him going around the outside, and it is a forearm call. Starting to feel for Bones here, just can't catch a break. Meanwhile, River City is catching a huge break here, just starting to build this lead. Joe Hurt out there, but he's getting ground down to a halt there in the back stretch. Prim Reaper doing that bracing. Look at his Sirens defense doing a phenomenal job, killing most of that power jam. Now we got Dr. Boom getting a multiplayer penalty call. Unfortunately, that is the pivot sitting down, so if Bones gets out, the pivot's already going to be sitting and waiting.
Yeah, so he's going to have to carry it. He's going to have to keep going.
Cut track is the call on Joe Hurt, so Bones back in the pack. Time is running down, 37 seconds counting. Back up is Bones, and unfortunately that is a cut track. That is 5 penalties in the last 2 jams. Oof, tough run of it for Bones. Now Joe Hurt released from the penalty box.
1:17 left to go here in the first period. 117-66 River City, as River City trying to pull away.
All the hits, and the Smiley finally able to get that knockout at the end.
Smiley is very impressive. I watch Smiley when he's in the pack. Very impressive pack play by Smiley. You know, I'm a fan of pack play. Sometimes I miss some of the jammer stuff because I get so watching all the bumping in the communications and everything in the pack, and Smiley is a great pack player.
Well, it's funny. You have good pack players who work well together, but you always have that kind of pack leader. And I've seen Smiley kind of organizing a lot of the packs there for the Sirens, and you just have that one person who likes to talk and make sure everybody's on the same page. That is an understated thing in roller derby. Is that just open communication, make sure you're always on the same page. Meanwhile, we got skaters coming on and off the track as fast as you can. Good communications by them as well.
Madison out now for the Sirens of Savannah. High roller back on the line for River City, and Madison coming up gets lead jam, and that's good to see for them. Savannah needed to get a lead jam in this, coming to ending the half, because they've done a great job. Now a great jump, come in, drops it, nails it, gets the points, calls it off.
That was a quick one for him. Hey, stem the tide. You at least got to get the points going, maybe start building on some momentum. And understand Bones just had a rough run of it, so they're probably going to try to give him a break. Madison standing out there. Oh my gosh, what happened?
You got to feel for the kid.
It's halftime.
We're back at halftime. Yeah, the first half, it was real tight for the most of the half. I was impressed with the play. Like I said, the pack play. And at this point right now, halftime couldn't come at a better time for Bones, because he wants to go in there and regroup and get his mind right, because when his mind right, that kid is an amazing athlete.
Yes, he is. And the Sirens are going to step back, try to regroup. The coach is going to try to get them together, make sure they're organized. Meanwhile, River City, keep doing what you're doing. Don't try to do too much. You got the second half. You got to lead. Just try to walk that clock down.
Absolutely. We'll be back to the second half in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the Sportsplex here in beautiful Feasterville, Pennsylvania. My name is Al B. I'm here with Tom Foolery.
All right, we're ready to get back to the action, and what we're working on here is a wonderful game between River City and the Sirens of Savannah. The winner gets the right to play again tomorrow and take on Philly for the fifth place game. The consolation game is going to take on Tampa to see if they can finish out with 7th place. We got some updates on the penalties.
Yeah, so far the only real penalty trouble right now is Joe Hurt has 5, and then Bones has 6. And then other than that, Dr. Boom has 3, and everybody else is at 1 and 2. But Bones, this is going to be interesting. Hopefully he'll come back and regroup, because he had 4 or 5 of those 6 in just a jam or two towards the end there. He all kind of unraveled quick, and I'm sure the coaches were, look, kid, you got this. You're a talented athlete. You're one of the best athletes in roller derby. Stick with what got you here. Yeah. Come back out of your head, and then I think you'll be all right in the second half.
Yeah, it's just going to be impact, though, because, if for any reason he gets that last penalty, things are going to have to shake up, and they're going to have to get some new jammers. We saw them do that in the game before. Obviously, you can see they're already switching things up a little now. They got Dr. Boom starting the second half, getting ready to take on Joe Hurt. And you mentioned Boom. Joe Hurt's been a huge impact player, sitting on 5 as well. So now we're going to see how organized these skaters can be, how to stay out of the penalty box and keep helping their team down the stretch to a win.
Yeah, that's the big thing is hanging in there. 151, that is Dr. Boom jamming for the Sirens of Savannah. Joe Hurt coming out trying to protect that lead for River City.
Big Hurt sealing the inside, knocking Dr. Boom out. Dr. Boom resets, and now Joe Hurt resetting as well. Lead jammer does go to Dr. Boom. Meanwhile, we have number 22 reporting to the box. That's Tingren.
Joe Hurt hanging back to slow down the jammer a little bit. Then he gets to moving on. And now those River City blockers really walling up as to slow Dr. Boom down. Dr. Boom calling it off quickly as Joe Hurt was flying around, coming back around.
Well, credit got to go to Dr. Boom. Actually worked out each one of those points, even though the Jammers, there always seemed to be a blocker in front. He was able to actually pick up all the points when that jam was called off. So I got one of the coaches going out to the middle there for the Sirens, talking to the referees. Always got to like the coaches coaching hard, trying to work the referees just to maybe get a call later in the game or something like that, let them know what's going on.
It's gamesmanship. That's what they do.
All right, looked like that was High Roller getting ushered to the inside.
This time going right up the center, and then but pushes the pack back enough to where he can do the little left-hand turn and catches the right towards the inside of the track, getting around, coming back around for a point pass now.
You do see the bright yellow helmet out there. That actually is Bones now taking the chops, playing some defense, hopefully maybe having that impact of the athleticism on the defensive side. 5 points on the board there for Joe Hurt.
Wow. That was a hard hit he took as he went through the center of that pack. Took it, stood up, and then was able to keep Persay through, right through for 5 points, proceeding right through the center of the pack. 132 to 74 in favor of River City.
Just realized the star had been passed. It's actually number 22, Tin Grin, with it in the hand. That is the pivot, because there you see driving back all the way to the back is Madison now playing defense. Ooh, beautiful move, getting free, scoring the points by High Roller. Our High Roller setting back now playing defense. Just choosing to ride this one out. Interesting enough, played defense and then followed the Jammer who got through right behind, picking up 5 points of his own. Interesting strategy. Sirens weren't going to block their own Jammers. He stayed right on her tail and followed right through the hole, picking up 5 just as Tin Green got through on that initial pass. All right, right now sitting there with 74 points on the board for the Sirens. River City sitting at 142, 26 minutes to go here in the rest of this game. All right, got a big situation brewing here in the penalty box for River City. 2 blockers in the box. Pivot is standing. Official timeout, just as we saw the star getting thrown on the track to Joe Hurt. There was only 2 skaters out there. Okay, waiting to see what's going on here. Right now we only have 1 Jammer on the track, and that is, okay, here you go. Now we got it clarified. High fives being shared between High Roller and Dr. Boom just off the camera here. Always good to see that camaraderie. However, who's doing all that work up in the front? We got 1 blocker left out there for River City. Tall order with Dr. Boom at the line. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that is Joe Hurt doing the blocking. Jammer extraordinaire now out there doing the blocking as well.
How in the world do you see that number?
I've announced him 3 times. I just kind of recognize the faces and the bodies, and that just happens to be 1 because he's got the bright pink, I think, athletic sleeves on his ankles.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, look at that. Power jam now going to the Sirens. Cut track called on High Roller.
Yeah, right now, this is, you know what, this playing in the hands, and it's just what the Sirens of Savannah need, as River City is just 1 penalty after another. I think it's pretty much everybody on their squad has been in the penalty box, except maybe Hurt, and that's a 5 points.
You just noted Joe Hurt now on the way to the box. Only 2 blockers left. 1 got knocked out of bounds. Great job playing offense by those blockers, by the Sirens, keeping them separated. Oh, this is a great opportunity, and they are doing great teamwork, helping Dr. Boom get around and make those passes.
Yeah, Dr. Boom is going to try to take advantage, complete advantage of this. Goes again on the inside.
Taking advantage because, once again, those offensive blockers separated everything out. He basically only had 1 blocker to beat, and Dr. Boom 1-on-1. Come on, you know that's going to be a tough order for any blocker. See ya. think there's a timeout being called. We see one of the skaters, I think that's Alligator, on the track trying to get the timeout call. And it was awarded to River City, trying to pump the brakes a little bit right there as the Sirens just wound up a big jam and got themselves back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's 142-93, 19 points by the Sirens of Savannah, and very impressive because even, hey, look, we talked about pack play and how they've been able to take advantage and keep games even when they've been shorthanded and good job by the Sirens of Savannah taking advantage of a situation that, quite honestly, needed to be taken advantage of.
It did, but you're talking about pack play. It's hard to have a pack when there's only one blocker out there, maybe two at best. But what they did do is once you only got like 2 blockers, 3 in there, they kept them separated. They really made the job easier for the jammer. And Dr. Boom, being the pro jamming, just got pulled in to be more regular jammer, killing it. Yeah, Joe Hurt standing in the box. We did statistician over here giving us the hookup. They had 5 coming into the half and then picked up 1 more now.
So now we have Bones on Sirens of Savannah and Joe Hurt, both with 6 penalties coming the rest of this. That's going to be a key factor in the next 25 minutes of this game.
Well, the interesting part is they are impact players. So now we're going to have other players step up. Right now, lead jammer status going quickly to River City, and that's High Roller. Yeah, that's always interesting. Once you start having these problems start happening, then you get to see other players get new opportunities. And speaking of which, we have Smiley jamming for the first time.
Yep, Smiley coming to the line for the Sirens of Savannah. Being recycled back. High Roller coming back around.
Oh, tiptoeing through the tulips is Smiley. Oh, the cut track is the call. Must have stepped out.
5 points scored for High Roller. High Roller only a couple of penalties, so that's a good thing.
Couple penalties, but he's got a boatload of points in his pocket.
Yes.
Very successful jamming in this game. Stepping over the legs for another 5 points.
High Roller taking it upon himself to try to right the ship before Savannah. You don't want any of these teams at this level. They're the top 10 teams in the country on this side, so you do not want to let people stay close. If you can put them away, put them back, and a block in the back by High Roller. It seems like as soon as I said only 2 penalties, he's going to add to it just to make me look bad. I can look bad myself, High Roller. Stop it.
All right, Smiley was released from the penalty box. It looks like the star has been passed. That's why I was like, why is Smiley not trying to do anything? Star has been passed to the pivot. That pivot is Prim Reaper. Prim Reaper now winding up the skates, trying to get some momentum coming around, see if we can pick up a scoring pass. We got 7 seconds going left in this jam.
Blitzy with the star.
I'm sorry, I said Prim Reaper. Thank you for correcting me. That is Blitzy. Blitzy earning the credit there. Not able to pick up any points on that last pass. Meanwhile, 3 were still in the pocket after the jammer got released from the box for River City. So sitting there with 93 points, Sirens still putting points on the board, but that big momentum shift that they got, High Roller stepped up big and just basically threw back another spot right at them. They got to keep fighting.
We've seen a couple of different teams this weekend that once they give, they're back and forth, and then you give that 20-plus jam, and the key is what High Roller just did, stop it right then. Because when they got 19, he came back with 18. Because if you let a team get 19 and then get 20 and then get 22, before you know it, the wind is completely out of your sails, and it's going to be hard to recover from. So great job by High Roller. Like you said, a very timely step up to stop things. As Dr. Boom coming through and pretty much just working it, getting some, 5 quick points and getting a little bit. If you can't get a lot, get a little.
Hey, you get that lead jammer, you are in control. Make sure if you're in control, you have the opportunity. Maybe things could happen. Maybe an accidental penalty on the other jammer. you're in control. You at least have that opportunity.
Look, there's just under 22 minutes left to play. You do not need to get them all at one time. Even if you're down this far, you do not have to get them all at once. You just have to get more than your team, and then next time try to get a little more and just get it off in chunks, because if you swing for the fence, sometimes you end up striking out. So
I know there's some amazing jammers who can get 50-point jams. Nobody's getting a 62-point jam, so gotta work and whittle them down right now. But look at this. Great trust by the coaching staff by River City. They got Joe Hurt out there. You can tell he's not trying to do anything crazy, just sitting there trying to be in control, get the job done, trying to dial it back just a little bit just so he can make sure he stay in the game and help the team out.
Yeah, quite often once you get the foul troubles and it gets hard, then you find yourself trying to change the way you play. But sometimes reining yourself back a little bit and getting that extra step, trying to keep from fouling out, you end up being a lot more effective in the times that you're in. So that right now it's a very balancing act for both Bones and Joe Hurt to just get out there, help your team, but you're going to help them a lot more if you're still on the track.
There you go. I think that was it. I just saw a penalty there on Bones, blocking on the inside. I think it was illegal contact. All right, well, most likely we see the referees talking to Bones in the penalty box. Unfortunately, Bones put a monumental effort in, but just had a bad run of things. He's going to be leaving the game. Unfortunately, too many penalties.
And 5 of those 7 penalties were in 2 jams. I mean, it's in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops. So he's played 40 minutes. Of those 40 minutes, 37 of it was solid, pretty much penalty-free derby. He just had a bad run for 3 minutes, and it's cost him as they call a timeout. And I'm sure that's to take care of the foul-out situation.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to think about what he's done. But what I'm glad to know is no matter what happens in this game, there's going to be one more game. And he's going to think about what he did and sit there, try to come back and make sure he helps the team in the next game, which is going to happen tomorrow. So no more Bones, but it's been very impressive seeing him all weekend. Penalties are what they are. They happen. Next game will come. Now the opportunities for the next jammer to step up for the Sirens.
Like you said, playing that, and I'm glad that they play it all out so that we have a true ranking by the end, because you would hate for that right there to end Bones' weekend. Yeah. You just don't want that to happen, and he's going to have a chance. And I'm anxious to see. I'll pay close attention next time the Sirens play to see.
Well, just to let you know, Bones, unfortunately, fortunately, he's going to be aging out. He's the oldest skater on the team. Recently graduated, will be attending Mercer University in the fall. So Bones going to be moving on to different pastures, going to Mercer. Congratulations. See what leagues they might have out there. They're going to get a talented player.
I was just fixing to say, those of you out there near Mercer University, if you're a roller derby league,
get that recruitment going.
You might want to contact Sirens of Savannah and just get the contact info for Bones.
Yeah, there's going to be a men's league out there being like, oh, what, we need some new skaters. Well, this one's already ready to go.
High roller coming out, getting a quick 5 points for River City. Make that 9, 169 to 100. Still only 69 points.
All right, we gave a shout out to Bones getting ready to age out. Joe Hurt getting ready to graduate. Already talking to MRDA Austin Anarchy. He's on the JRDA Team West, so we'll see them later this week. And then Uptown Spunk also going to be graduating as well. So that's the 3 players from these 2 teams. Moving on to greener pastures. But they've made this sport great. I mean, they helped get these teams here, helped make a name for these teams.
Little Ugly flying out of the pack coming around. Great speed and agility, and like we were talking about earlier, just kind of flowing once you get into open track.
Floating over track, but you see how hard he hit that left skate, almost did a hockey stop on one skate, and then jumped in, showing great athleticism and, control of the ankles, which I would just roll over and just lose both ankles and have to go to the hospital.
Don't go to the hospital.
If I tried to do that, I definitely would be in some pain. All right, so right now we got an official timeout sitting 104 points now on the board for the Sirens. River City sitting at 173, 18 and a half minutes to go here in the second half. A little track repair being done there. Thank you to the crew jumping on it quickly. Once again, we want to thank all our skating officials, all the other volunteers. We always talk about the NSOs and the actual skating referees. There's so many volunteers who help put this event on, get everything organized. Thank you to all the people there. It's just making this event special for everyone else. I know JRDA and Philly Roller Derby is putting this event on, so that is amazing.
Not only that, Philly is hosting this event, and then with its sister event following up on Monday, the World Cup we were talking about. Like we were talking earlier, you can join us live on twitch.tv at twitch.tv/WFTDA and watch both days of the World Cup for absolutely free. So we will have a worldwide audience.
Free roller derby. You hear that, folks? They're always like, oh, where's the stream? What do I have to pay? Free roller derby, the highest level in the world, international roller derby. 2 Team USAs coming out. We're going to have a Team Europe, a Team Great Britain. I believe we have Team Canada. Oh, Team Australia just had me in the house. I heard them talking about these American cars. They were all frustrated outside earlier. It was a trip. Oh, we're going to have a blast. It's going to be so many friendly faces to see.
Team Australia was sharing samples of Vegemite with people and videoing their reaction earlier. It was absolutely hilarious. Team Australia came down. We'll talk about them later, but they came to Tampa for a tournament, and I love that bunch of humans. All right, high roller getting lead jam for River City.
Big Ugly dragging back Dr. Boom. As Dr. Boom got to the inside line, thought he was free, but no. Knocked to the inside.
Dr. Boom goes straight into the middle of that 3-wall for River City, and River City just holding him up, and took about half a track length for him to get away from that 3-wall. River City. Very impressive pack play once again.
Going back to what you were saying, hey, those Australian people brought over the Vegemite and let people try it. You usually think that the reason you don't go Australia and why Australia is so tough is because everything wants to kill them. It's they learn to eat Vegemite at a young age, and that's got to make you tougher. If you ever had that before, that is some strong stuff. They love it. I can't say it's necessarily ready for my palate.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And the funny is seeing the looks on their faces. They were laughing at all the looks of the people's faces trying it.
Oh, they need to make a collage of all those videos and put them together and cut them together, because it was absolutely hilarious. I found myself down there for much longer than I should have been watching people's reactions. So.
All right, Little Ugly did get out first, but Madison is the lead jammer, and we have a low block called on Little Ugly. Havoc Creeper we saw in the penalty box jump out and then come right back again. I don't know if that was just an accidentally oral release or if there's going to be additional penalty picked up by Havoc Creeper. Because usually if you see a person leave the box too early, then they'll get the additional penalty. So right now we got Little Ugly the Jammer sitting. We have Havoc Creeper and Big Ugly sitting. Meanwhile, nobody in the box for the Sirens. Another one of them opportunities.
That's what they need to do. They seem to come in bunches for both of these teams, and right now it's River City that's got the penalty bug. Earlier in this half they had a couple, so let's see if the Sirens can come and take advantage of this. As number 449, that's Blitzy, taking the star for the Sirens of Savannah.
I think it's the first time starting the jam.
Yes.
It is Blitzy actually out there. Oh, showing the medal. Oh, where have she been? She's out there right now as lead jammer. Shutting it down quickly after having Little Ugly released from the box and almost getting up to the pack just in time. 113, 178. Still very respectable game. Sirens looking to continue to build upon that momentum. They're going to go right back to Mad as Sin. And guess who they have out there for River City? High roller, Steady Eddie so far here in the second half. Consistently getting lead jammer. 2 blockers left out there for Madison to get around, and it quickly does. High roller driving through that last blocker, getting free. So no big jam, most likely going to be given up, but single pass and call it. So that's one thing that's underrated. So if you don't get out first, if you can guarantee to always get out and only maybe give up 1 pass, they are such reliable jammers that I believe are underrated in all of roller derby. Everybody wants the home run, and sometimes you get the big losses. If you can just be that consistent, every coach will take that jammer.
Absolutely. Get through, and then if you can just get through and call it off if you have to, eventually your blockers, if they haven't been before, all they got to do is hold them up 1 time and you'll get an extra 5, just like that.
But the point was being made is that if you don't get through first, you can just get through second and minimize the damage. That is very underrated. A lot of times people look at jammers and go, okay, well, they're not that big a scorer, but if their point differential is good and they don't give up big points, every coach will take a boatload of those.
Oh, I love it when the jammers take off and race each other trying to get back to the pack. Absolutely. No pass, no penalty called as Little Ugly gets out for River City.
No points on that last pass. 117-178. Sirens slowly creeping up a little bit. Need a lot more work to do, but we'll wait and see. 13.5 minutes to go. Heard some whistles there. I wasn't sure if we were going to need a stoppage, but.
Yeah, it's up. Sorry. Yeah, I heard whistles and I was looking around to see what was going to happen. I thought we were going to have a play stoppage, but going right back into it. And now Little Ugly and Madison. Madison staying out, getting out there with the star, being recycled to the back of the pack. A back block in the back by Little Ugly.
There you go, Madison checking those elbow pads. I think she's wringing her hands saying, let's get some points. And gets up and down and calls it off. Boom!
Wow.
That was so
Very
graceful.
nice.
Got up so quickly and just glided out of the pack. Turned around, looked at coaches. They said call it. Called it off immediately. Oh, I would have been roaring high saying, I'm going for another one.
You know what? I think they want to try to set it up for a big move and try to get big chunks. I'm not that it's going to happen, but I think that was the thought. She came out, got the quick 5. Little Ugly had just went to the box, so it's almost you still have most of the power jam left because it was just a matter of seconds of gameplay. Dr. Boom now approaching the pack, was taking advantage of the power start.
Yeah, Smiley was trying to open a hole in the back side, and I believe that Big Ugly just closed up, moving Smiley himself into the hole, so Dr. Boom couldn't get around. That's impressive when you move a strong blocker like Smiley back into the hole that he was trying to open.
Big Ugly trying to protect things for Little Ugly and keep it safe till Little Ugly get back into play.
Big Ugly just standing there. All of a sudden, you see the star show up right on his arm. Oops. Passing over. Big Ugly now with the star trying to get free from the pack.
Big Ugly, and that skating wasn't ugly at all, as now he comes back, puts the star on over the pivot cap, and goes to work, trying to move to the outside, and a
high block on Little Ugly, playing defense there. Little Ugly's been picking up a handful of penalties here in the second half. Jam is called off. Big Ugly did snag 4 more points at the end of that jam. All right, man, action's just picking up. Physicality starting to crank up to the next level as we're winding this one down with 11 minutes to go here. You know that 5th spot's looking pretty good. Want to get into that game to take on Philly. And if you saw what Philly brought before this, they got a tall order. Meanwhile, like I said before, the consolation game's going to be playing for the 7th place game, and that's going to be earlier tomorrow morning against Tampa.
Absolutely, that'll be an exciting one to see with either team. Sirens of Savannah saying, hey, we got 10 minutes. We can put up a 60 spot.
I'm not sure what happened. I saw Prim Reaper was on the track, went and skated over to the bench. I don't know if he got called off. Maybe entered the track too late or something happened. Oh, we got 2 penalties right there on high roller, going to the penalty box and then getting the insubordination. So another good opportunity here for the Sirens. Madison, of course, out there, steady jammer. Oh, great ankle control going around the outside, taking the hit and staying on her feet.
About broke my ankles.
All right, so probably got a minute 50 seconds still left here or so in this power jam due to the double penalty. Tries to get by, shuts it down.
Man, great, impressive play. 2 points scored for the Sirens of Savannah and Madison, and now we'll get set up for the next jam.
They should get all their blockers backed out there. Something happened where Prim Reaper stepped off the track, maybe didn't get on time. I didn't see what happened, but called off, so they only had 3 blockers. Still were able to take advantage of the power jam, got those 2 points and called it off.
Yeah, I don't think that Prim Reaper, like you said, got out there on time.
Yeah, I never want to see somebody skate off, and I was like, oh no, they had the numbers. Interesting strategy there. Sirens trying to squish the blockers from River City, but they were able to squirt out in front and actually get back in control. Like the elevator doors closed on either side of them, trying to squish them all together. Dr. Boom getting up and now going around the outside. I don't see a penalty signal. Missed what the penalty was. Dr. Boom going to sit down. High roller released.
That's 4 for Boom now, I believe, as, wow, high roller with great footwork.
It's a strong shoulder shake there real quick, and then the footwork followed it up.
Wow. Swing and a miss by Savannah as high roller just really putting the move. Goes dipping down onto the outside, coming back around, trying to add more points for River City.
Well, it's interesting, if you notice on the inside line, Prim Reaper's leaning over and got the shoulder out, making sure that inside line's not over, because high roller has been taking advantage of that. He's trying to close the door, not giving that opportunity to get the quick points, forcing the jammer to the outside. Like that's a veteran move, just kind of creeping over and sticking the elbow out, because they make contact with you in the air. That's a penalty on them.
5 more points for high roller, bring a total of 10 for the jam.
Dr. Boom released from the penalty box. High roller shuts it down, 7:40 to go here. Sirens still have 2 timeouts and the official review if they need to stop the clock. Hey, we got a new jammer out there I've not seen before for River City. That is 35, I think Skull Crusher out there. Pivot in the box for the Sirens, and Madison up there jamming as well.
River City trying to get more people work. It's going to still lots of derby to be played this weekend. As Skull Crusher going down on one knee, pops back up, comes back, trying to shoot around the outside, and what a quick move. Wow.
Yeah, you can see why they put her in jam. Got a quick move around the outside, now pumping the arms and legs, eyeing up a scoring pass. Oh, the offense goes flying forward. That was Joe Hurt sealing the hole. Hey, has a handful of penalties, but hey, he can seal them off with the best of them and then getting a quick, easy pass for the jammer. That's what you like when you're first time jamming. Open me a huge hole on the outside. I'll take advantage. An
explosive move on the outside. And just was gone in a flash. And then there was that quick moving pack. This was, if there had been, if it would have kept going.
Yeah, man, that wasn't for the slow of foot, able to catch up to the pack, and then credit to the blockers, they're able to keep the pace up as well and able to stay in front.
Look at the move by high roller on the outside. It looked like there was nowhere there, but he kind of
got the feet up,
air
out,
high,
and around,
yeah,
and
it was
came
like,
around.
Morph yourself, almost a matrix move along that line, jumping up one place and somehow willing yourself in midair. Very impressive by high roller as they past the double century mark, putting up 2:03 now for River City.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes to go in this action-packed game. We're just calling it down to the finish. Right now, both teams showing some phenomenal jamming status. Now we're getting into the depth of both teams, too, because now you got Alligator out there and then jamming for the first time in this game. We have Jade Grenade, saw jam earlier in, whoa. Official timeout. Them blockers look like they were ready to run forward, and that jam timer almost was in the line of fire. So, All right, there's the whistles. I think we'll get back to the action. Ooh, I was worried that jam timer jumped out there, and I saw everybody turn around and get ready to go, and I was like, "Ooh, boy,
yeah.
That train is coming. Don't be on the tracks." All right, Jay Grenade spinning to the inside, gets knocked off, and
Alligator blasting on the outside.
catch you later. Alligator's gone trying to catch up to the pack.
Look at you. I see what you did there.
I stole that one from Bobby. He already used it.
You know, we all steal things from Bobby.
All right. There you go. Jay Grenade going around the outside. Able to get free from the pack. Alligator trying to finish this scoring pass. Pops through the inside. Calls it off. 4 more points. Stay in control of the game. Winding it down. River City getting that lead jam. Not worrying about scoring too many points. Just getting through, calling it off, keeping that clock rolling. I was waiting to see if the Sirens may use one of them timeouts or the official review to stop the clock, but it looks like they're trusting the team to just keep on rolling forward. Madison going around the outside, but no, must have stepped out of bounds. Cut track is the call.
And then high roller, another move on the outside as Madison turned around to come back. High roller took advantage of the space she left, goes around the outside, comes back around now trying to add 5 more. Steps on the inside. Did he make it? Nope. Block in the back. Seen a lot of those.
Yeah, it has. I mean, high roller's about to say, I was like, he doesn't seem to gamble too much on the track despite the name, but usually gets big jams right there, picking up the back block. Oh, one blocker knocked out to the outside there, trying to give some space to Madison, but the rest of the blockers able to stay out in front, doing a good job carrying the speed. Here comes that recycle on the inside. All the blockers back out in front of Madison. River City putting on a clinic. That's 775. Prim Reaper in there trying to play some offense, trying to seal off a blocker or something. Now Blitzy looks like taking the star for the Sirens. Knocked off to the inside. I believe that was 35. Skull Crusher. Oh, Skull Crusher one more time, getting up underneath Blitzy. Blitzy sliding out, but able to get back in. Oh, Blitzy now gets sent to turn 2. That is one tough skater. Keeps popping right back up. Tough as nails. Blitzy showing us what it is all about. Oh, thought the skater went out, but there was 2 skaters in front. Cut track is the call on Blitzy. Yeah, you can see the one skater knocked out and went out of bounds, but there was one on the inside. And they're the toughest one to see. That's on the inside of the track. Just missed that one skater that called for that cut track, despite a great effort after taking just a pummeling of hits around the outside of the track.
Absolutely. Folks, you're watching the JRDA Championships on WFTDA TV. A lot of these teams, they're in the best of the best. And if you want to see where they're going to go in the next few years, check out the playoffs on WFTDA TV. 2018 International WFTDA playoffs begin August 31st through September 2nd in beautiful Corufia, Spain, hosted by the Brigantes Roller Derby. Then we head to Atlanta, Georgia for our second playoff hosted by Atlanta Roller Girls on September 21st and 23rd. Finally, our 2018 WFTDA Championships will be hosted in Big Easy Roller Girls in New Orleans on November 9th through the 11th. Tickets are sale for playoffs now at WFTDA.com/tournaments.
All right, we had some interesting things happen while we're on that timeout. It looks like we had 2 skaters unfortunately accumulate too many penalties for River City. Big name skaters. Joe Hurt, who's pretty much played the whole second half in penalty trouble, has now been asked to leave, as well as High Roller, who's been an impact scorer, who built this lead up. So I think the official review, I'm sure, is being called by the Sirens. We'll find out what it is for, but right now those 2 skaters are not going to return to this game. It's a shame to see both impact players, but River City's where they are in the scoring right now as a result of both of those players. Now it's up to the rest of the team to step up and finish the job.
Joe Hurt was a big part, a very instrumental part of this and of their success in the first half. And then he had to kind of back off a little bit to protect himself for the penalty trouble that he got into. And High Roller stepped up and just really did the job for him in the second half. And luckily now they've at least only got 2 minutes left, and it's going to be hard to come back. I mean, at least they did what they had to do before they go. And hats off to both of them and to Bones, because they made huge impacts for their teams while they were in there.
Yeah, you made an interesting point. The first half, Joe Hurt was a huge impact scorer, and the High Roller took the baton in the second half as Joe Hurt started taking on the penalties. That was a great job, because literally it was almost like a relay. One scorer picked it up in the second half, passed the baton. Second half was all High Roller. Maximum effort, unfortunately, maxed out the number of penalties they could get. So they'll still have one more game. If the score holds the way it is, they'll have an opportunity at 1 p.m. tomorrow to take on Philly for the right to play for 5th place. The consolation game from this will take on Tampa at 11 a.m. Got to get up a little earlier and then see if you can take down that 7th place seed. Either way, the way this works, you're going to still get a pretty high seed to come from it. And all we can say is it's going to shake up these JRDA rankings after this tournament. We have seen some teams on the move.
Oh yeah, there's been some very impressive play by teams that you didn't quite expect, and some of the teams are younger, and they're going to learn from this and come back even stronger.
All right, I've got a big smile on my face. The Sirens fans are in the far side of the track, all hollering and screaming for the Sirens to go. It looks like they may not pull out this game, but the fans have their back, making tons of noise. And you saw the Sirens on the bench clapping, showing appreciation to the fans out there supporting them.
Absolutely, and those of you Sirens fans out there, and I know you're disappointed with the win, but they played real well. They had their big moments. They had some great moments in the first half. Those that were skating did real well, and they're going to play Tampa. Those two teams have played a lot. I've mentioned earlier that they've come down to Tampa, and we went to them just like Philly. Those three teams. So all is not lost. Everybody's going to develop and get more, and then we have official review now.
Yeah, but what I saw, Blitzy was sitting in the penalty box. That penalty called late in the jam got the get out of jail free card. Come on back. Blitzy on the way over to the on the way over to the bench. And now we got Dr. Boom out there to jam. So getting a little break there. Referees correcting some things that were called. Unfortunately, from our vantage point, you see Dr. Boom, who's very tall skaters, having a little conversation right next to, is that Alligator?
Yes. Yeah, we've had a couple instances. I wish I remembered the two from earlier, but it almost looks like Dr. Boom could very easily get enough to just air over Alligator. But Alligator, the explosiveness of Alligator off the jammer line that she's shown the couple times that she's got to jam is pretty impressive in itself. So this ought to be good. Yeah, completely different styles. But
oh, most definitely. But it's one of those things, when the coach looks at him, you're like, all right, all you have to do is have one stride and you're already losing. But the legs are pumping, trying to get forward there by Alligator. Dr. Boom out first. I am mistaken. It's not Alligators. Abby Nature that is out there, number 800. Sorry for the confusion. The names look pretty close from our vantage point. We're looking down from up high. Back behind here, turn 4. Sorry for the confusion, but Abby Nader able to put enough pressure on, got that jam caught off.
Jade Grenade going to the penalty box for the Sirens. Now 2 Sirens in the box, Jade Grenade and 10 Grin.
A minute and 25 and counting down. This could potentially be the last jam. Maybe one more after this. Sam I Am at the line now for River City, as well as Blitzy. Oh, Blitzy looked like she threw the pack and just gets blown up by Big Ugly. Big Ugly now called for the penalty, though. Backward skate it is. Both jammers out now back on the track. Sam I am in the lead now, in control for River City. 45 seconds left to go in the game. Comes around hot, goes sliding down. Luckily doesn't make any contact with any other skaters. Madison now playing defense in the back with a big hit. Well, it looks like we had Blitzy go down on the backside. Glad to see he got back up. Just decided to lay there, collect your thoughts real quick, take a breath, get back up.
Ooh,
I'm just going to sit here just for a second. All right, I'm still good.
You know, laugh, but that was when you felt it in the floor, and we're way up high. But it seemed it was a scary where you had to kind of stop and go ooh and jump, and to see her like, yes, she took a second, but to come pop right back up, that's good because that was a scary sound for a second there.
Yeah, Blitzy tough as nails all game long, always mixing it up. Now getting into jammer rotation, but. Says official timeout. Now it's been switched over to a timeout. So Sirens called the timeout, wanting the opportunity to get that one more jam, throwing out Dr. Boom back behind the line. I think that's Big Ugly out there for River City. Right now, penalty box is empty. We're going to have a full list of skaters out there. They're all ready to go. Jam timer hasn't jumped off the track yet. Still giving the hand sign to stop. Don't run me over. All right, now officially off the track. That is one courageous jam timer out there.
Right.
I want nothing to do with any of these skaters. I'm not getting in front of them. There we go. That whistle starts it up. Final jam, most likely of the game. That is Dr. Boom taking the lead jammer status. One more chance to score here for the Sirens. Dr. Boom is 3, looks at the box, calls it off. That is 4 more points for the Sirens.
Bringing us to 211-132. That's the unofficial final.
Hats off to the Sirens, fighting all the way down to the very end. Losing bones a little earlier in the game than expected, but by no means did they give up. They fought to the end, 132. Proud score to have. River City, though, making a statement. That's why they're the number 4 seed, coming in with 211 points. They now have earned the right to take on Philly tomorrow at 1 p.m. So all River City fans, stay tuned, 1 p.m. tomorrow. Meanwhile, if you're a Sirens of Savannah fan, stay tuned, 11 a.m. tomorrow. They'll be taking on Tampa. What
Sirens
can we say,
in Tampa.
Al?
Yeah, that's going to be a good bout. And the River City Philly is going to be interesting to see because Philly looked like a different team today.
They haven't pulled out a win yet at championships. Good. They got 2 already this weekend.
Yeah.
They are looking to have an impact on this whole tournament and shake the rankings up.
Yeah, super impressive. I'm impressed with both these teams. But coming up next, oh my goodness, Des Moines and the Attack Pack. If if anybody's not, the announcers on the team that aren't here calling, you need to be in front of this one because this one's going to be an amazing bout.
And just in case you didn't remember, that is the other side of the winner's bracket. Winner of the game coming up at 7 p.m. takes on DCM, Diamond City. Oh, this is for what it's all about. You get into that game, have a chance to win the championship. The Attack Pack, Des Moines, we got something to prove next. Stay tuned, hold on to your chair. Hurry up, get something to drink, eat. Be back in time for 7 p.m. tonight. This open bracket is really ready to get set for this final day.
Come back. You're watching the JRDA Championship on WFTDA TV.